Alright, welcome everyone. So, this is Agam Dewan, and we are in part 13 of our God of War playthrough. So, unfortunately, my last playthrough, something happened with the internet, and it did not upload it. So, it did, unfortunately, all the content that we got from, like, the middle of Freya's wedding quest all the way to the end, and us traveling to this elven realm, it's like it never existed. So, I am not sure what happened, but this time I'm going to be monitoring the connection, making sure that it doesn't happen again. So that's going to be huge. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get started. So just for update purposes, right, what happened between last time and this time was, so we finished Freya's wedding quest. So great quest, by the way, a lot more character development bonding between her and Kratos, so really glad to see that. And then secondly, yeah, now we're in the Elven realm, and we are about to find this creature that exists that Atreus has heard of. So it's us, it's Kratos' home gal, and our third wheel, Mimir. So without further ado, let's get started.
I've never seen such obedience in Gulan. There is some kind of magic at work here.
Also, welcome everybody.
Should make desert travel downright pleasant, were it not for a brutal sandstorm.
Okay, I'm just testing, making sure that I can hear myself.
Such obedience in Gulan. There is some kind of magic at work here.
Also, welcome everybody.
Should make desert travel.
Okay, so stream seems to be working. I can hear it on my phone, and let's get to it. Also, welcome. Yeah, where are you guys all from? Ooh, treasure. Oh, let me make an announcement on TikTok, letting everyone know that we are live. So, selfie. Oh, whoops, I was started making a video. Take a photo. Live right now on Twitch. It autocorrects live to love, which is okay. Live right now on Twitch. Hit the link for Twitch in Discord. Live right now, 7:30 p.m. EST, 12/28/22. Alright, uploading that story.
Any particular direction to find your wounded animal? Or are we just enjoying the weather?
How do you hope to find anything in all this?
Perhaps we find a cave first to catch our bearings?
No. Alright, story has been uploaded. Okay, good. Yeah, seems to be streaming. Alright. Ooh, I see glowing treasure. Freya, milady, you don't...
Treasure chest! Damn the sand!
Okay, so I see I could go up there. What the heck is that?
I don't see a way past this gate. Not while the storm rages.
I love that Freya's now just doing a random side quest with us. Like, she got nothing better to do, we got nothing better to do. Huh. Oh yeah, I have a melee build now. Oh, okay. No, I was trying to throw the damn thing. Ooh. Huh. Dark Elf Lord. Gotcha, good to know. Okay. Anyone ever use them?
A diagram for a sword hilt.
Perhaps we should show it to one of the dwarves. They'll know what to do with it.
Perhaps these dwarves will. Oh, interesting. So, evade. So this is an evasion armor. Barehanded parrying and blocking have a high luck chance to do bonus damage. Gotcha. So the way it works is basically melee attacks poison the enemies. And I think Freya's ability poisons them too, if I'm not wrong. So...
These rooms.
Alright, sounds like we got some tower.
A horn.
Oh, I just realized, so this is the light elf, the elf realm is where Freyr was a big component. So I'm guessing that we're going to see a lot of Freya and maybe comments on Freyr. Why do I always yawn when I'm playing? I'm not tired.
There! Perhaps the injured animal is inside.
Whatever's inside is kicking up quite a bit of sand.
How do we reach it?
There's caves and tunnels aplenty out here. Let's find one, see where it takes us.
I love that these creatures are just like cool with running through the sand like this.
There's too much sand in the way, brother. Can't read it.
Alright, I guess somehow we'll have to clear off the sand, or the sand gets cleared later. That looks like a cave. Oh. Oh, I can get both of them. So I got that one. Oh, come on, it should hit the second one. Yes. Got him. I knew it. Just needed the right positioning. Now we got a God of War treasure chest. Let's go, baby. Let's freaking go. That rawhide, that dwarven steel. Oh, they even follow you. That's awesome. Alright, me lady, your chariot awaits.
Look there! An entrance to the caves!
Alright, time to go around.
This cave extends underneath the desert.
Aye. A refuge for the Dark Elves by the looks of it. One of the few remaining now that they're barred from the temple. Perhaps we'll find Atreus' wounded animal down here.
Lead the way, Kratos. I trust you to not get us lost underground.
See, again right there, just showing the huge change that Freya's been able to have from going to where she barely trusted Kratos, was snapping at him at every turn, to now saying, lead the way, Kratos. I trust you not to get us lost. And she didn't say it sarcastically either, but rather like, okay, I'm willing to follow your authority and direction because I feel safe following you and being beside you. So this is a huge change that she's had, and for trauma victims, it's so hard for them to be able to trust people like she is doing here. So it shows how much recovery she's been able to have, and just like in real life too, this is an important piece of healing from trauma, is being able to trust people again. She's had, and there's a lot of these, like, these kind of things.
Could the Twilight Stone give you the angle you need, brother?
Oh, I forgot about that, but come on, you don't have to spoil it all for me, Mimir. Like,
Switching arrows!
I think these guys feel way easier than like the enemies we just fought. They feel hella easy. Don't care, invincible. Wow.
Blinded by hate. Lashing out at everything and everyone for their fate.
They will not listen to reason. Combat is unavoidable.
Oh, trust me, I know. Still, I wish it were not the case.
It's also really interesting Freya reflects on that too, because she was the one who was blindly seeking vengeance before, and now she has been able to heal from her trauma and abandon that quest for revenge. And so for these elves, right, they've been involved in this long-standing war, so now they probably don't trust anybody, any kind of outsiders. They have no trust towards. Super common thing with trauma too is that it can split people into specific groups, like in and out, like trust versus not trust. And so we are kind of seeing that they're here where like everybody is a threat. They're not even able to mentally assess whether specific people are threats or not. You know, because when you are in a constant state of fight or flight, you know, you assume that everything is a threat for survival purposes. Oh, I don't need to do that, but whatever. Alright, so I could go there. Oh, I'm guessing I have to do it from above. What a gentleman, letting his lady go first. What a gentleman. Also, welcome. Welcome. Where are you all from? Oh, nice. Yeah, well, welcome to the stream, y'all. That raw hide, that dwarven steel.
Patience. A virtue or a threat?
Depends on the reader.
Patience, a word or a threat? How hard is it to become a psych doc? Well, so it requires 12 years of training. So 4 in medical school, or sorry, 4 in undergrad, 4 in medical school, and then 4 in residency. So 12 years. So it is time consuming, and it does take up all of your 20s if you choose to become a psychiatrist. If you want to become a psychologist, it's a little quicker. So you do 4 years of undergrad, and then you can do 4 years of like a PhD or a PsyD, and then you'll become a psychologist. So I guess both of those are considered psych docs, but then it just depends on whether you want to be a physician or a psychologist. But is that kind of what you're thinking? Okay, we have an R here. Dun dun dun. We have an R here. And then, not sure if I want to be one. Yeah, it's definitely a commitment. That's the thing, right? It's like, it's not something, it's not just like getting a job at McDonald's. You definitely have to commit a lot of your life to it. So it depends, how old are you right now? Wait, no, I'm not trying to go there just yet. Ooh.
Strange how you'd rather bring me along for this task instead of your own son.
I have to agree, brother. Atreus would have enjoyed this desert dalliance. Especially where maimed, innocent creatures in need of rescue are concerned.
Good. Perhaps it will teach him the consequences of disobedience.
An odd way to No. I am in no position to judge.
That's really interesting because that form of discipline actually tends to work way better than positive reinforcement or than punishment, right? So rather than like inflicting something or like causing damage to punish someone, right? It can often be better to take stuff away, take privileges away, ground the kids, take their video games away, not give them as much attention. And so Kratos has been able to use that here, and unfortunately, it's only going to be punishment if Atreus finds out. And in this case, it wasn't really intended as punishment. Like, I can tell that Kratos is, he's just kind of covering it up. But it is important to note that removal of things often tends to be a much better punishment than any kind of, positive, infliction of pain or whatever that some parents do. And Kratos is also right that actions do have consequences, and it is especially important for kids to realize that. We have to, if Kratos truly wants to use this as punishment, he should specify exactly what it is that he's punishing for. So here he said just disobedience, which is very vague. A punishment has to be tied to a specific behavior because that's how you extinguish that behavior. If the person being punished does not know why they are being punished and what behavior is it explicitly tied to, then it comes across more as abuse rather than something that is justified. So that's important to acknowledge too. And also to answer your question, so you said you were 16, right? So yeah, you have tons of time. So a lot of time to explore kind of what you want and, where you want life to take you. So also welcome everyone. Where are you guys all from? So I'm in New York, so it's about 8 p.m. right now. So I'm just curious where y'all are at. Okay, so I gotta find those the other Nornir chests. Because, I could hit this thing, but I need the other two. And I'm in is that New Mexico, I'm guessing? Okay, so it's probably a little bit earlier for you, right? Maybe 5:30? 5:36? North Carolina. Oh, okay, so you're in the same time. So how's winter treating y'all? Well, in New York, we're getting hit. We had a good day today, but it was really cold last week. Okay, whatever, I'll have to come back to that later because I can't figure out how to get it. Yeah, did you guys find this channel through TikTok or through just Twitch randomly? I can't go back, so... Forward from TikTok. Oh, awesome. Yeah. That's why I like live, because it's like, I can just make content as I'm streaming. So it's super fun, and everything is like, it's authentic too, and I hope you guys feel that. Like, you feel that as well. Like, I'm just kind of not playing, not scripted, just speaking whatever comes to mind about the game. Okay, maybe I can... Have you guys played this game or beat it at all? These titles, man. I'm always trying to come up with something new. Kratos, the god of Riz. Get it by hanging. How do I get that thing? Can I use my axe here? That's what I was trying to figure out. Okay. Let's see. No, I can't use my axe. I can't, it doesn't let me use it. Maybe I can bounce it like this? No. I'll just have to come back to it. Maybe I'll figure it out later. Oh shit, wait, no, we can't come back to it. Oh, wait, maybe we can go down here?
Right side.
Die, bitch. Freyr just hanging out.
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
Ooh. Oh yes, at least we can open up this one thing now. This gate. Okay, so we got that one right there. We got that there, and then we just need... Oh, maybe from here? Yes! Oh, we got it. So that one there, that one here. Looks like a scrambler. What do you mean, like the puzzle?
If I may, have you asked Atreus why he feels the need to hide things from you?
Of course. It solved nothing.
It isn't supposed to.
Your meaning.
The boy is allowed to have secrets. All children do.
His secrets are dangerous.
Of that I have no doubt. Still, they are his to bear.
Ah, bear. Yes. At least that one isn't so much a secret anymore.
Yo, but this is what I've been saying, right? The reason that Atreus is... He doesn't share things with Kratos, because Kratos, one, like, he just always gets angry, and two, he demands to know what's going on, and then three, he... always like he's never receptive to just whatever the information is. He's always like judging on it, or he's always angry about it. And so because of this, Atreus does not share a lot of things. And because he doesn't share a lot of things, he does stuff himself. Because he does stuff himself, he gets in trouble, and then Kratos ends up finding out, and then like shit gets way worse than it could have been if they had done things together. So again, this is like the thing in real life too. If you feel like somebody has secrets, or they're not like telling you things, right? Demanding it is never going to work. You have to, one, validate them, and say, you know, I understand where you're coming from. You feel like you can't share this with me. You feel like I might judge or overreact, right? That way they feel like their feelings are heard. And then second, you leave it up to them. Like, you create that comfort space between you guys so that when they want to share, then they will. So people generally don't like holding secrets. They want to share those things. So if you create an open environment, then they're much more willing to do that than if they feel like they'll be judged for sharing what they have to share. Oh, okay, so we found the third chest thing. Like in 2018, Kratos is wanting to be a dad, and in God of Ragnarok, Kratos wants to be a good dad. Yeah, for sure. It's and Kratos is having different challenges now too, right? Remember when in the 2018, Atreus was a young kid. He was like maybe not 10, and now he's a teenager, right? He's like what, like 15, 16? So the challenges that Kratos is dealing with are completely different. Before, he was concerned with keeping his kids safe, and just helping him mature a little bit. But now that Atreus has matured, he has to now deal with Atreus as a teenager. And teenagers, right, they rebel, they're moody, they want to do things on their own, they're way more concerned about what other people think, and they want to figure out their identity. And teenagers are the most common time that parents can lose their kids, like their love and their connection. So it's especially important to be open and empathetic and understanding with them, because otherwise, you could destroy that relationship forever with your kids. So I'm sure, we'll probably see some of that here. Maybe not destroyed forever, but their relationship's going to get way worse before it gets better. That's my prediction. Okay, so we got the one thing here, but how the hell am I going to hit them all at once? Right, so we got the one here. No, I haven't solved the puzzle yet. I gotta, oh, come on. I'm out of here. What?
Sigil arrows won't work on this.
Why am I sucking at second?
Switching arrow. Behind you, look out!
Huh. Whatever. Screw this guy.
Incoming, back here!
How do I use my axe again? Oh, I haven't wielded it. I should be using these Twilight Stones a lot more. Oh, Kratos.
Switching!
Oh, okay.
Freyr kept many secrets as well in his youth. He and Atreus were much alike.
Disobedient. Reckless.
Oh yeah. With a compulsion to help those in need. That was partly what led him to Alfheim in the first place, and why he stayed so long.
Winter has changed Atreus. This prophecy weighs on him. Shapes him into someone different.
He is deciding which path to take. It may not be the path you choose for him, but ultimately, it's his path to walk.
Yo, facts. So, and there's Kratos always seems to have the negative view on Atreus, and this is, I keep saying this is one of the things that's bringing him or pushing him away from Atreus. He's judging, he is trying to keep him safe, but in doing so, he's trying to control what Atreus does, right? When he described Atreus, he said disobedient, reckless, when there's like so many other characteristics that could define him, right? And so when a parent thinks of their kid that way, then of course the kid's going to feel more pushed away from their father. They're going to feel like the father doesn't trust them. The father thinks that they're an idiot, right? And that's only going to push the kid, Atreus, further and further away. So it's like the same thing in real life, right? Like a lot of times parents think that teenagers don't know anything, that they're just children, that they're just like they're reckless and immature, and so while trying to keep them safe or trying to just like have them have the model behavior, it can actually encourage that like teen to rebel, right? You always notice it's like the kids who have the toughest upbringings and, you know, maybe strict households tend to be the ones that can rebel a lot of the most too. So, you know, there has to be a level of love and acceptance in parent-kid relationships for the relationship to thrive. Yeah, but yeah, I was trying to okay, so this going deeper in won't solve the puzzle for me. Okay, so we know we got the one thing here. Maybe I need to hit it from there. Wait, I already did this, right? Yeah, I did this. Wait. So, hold on. Okay, how do we get back there? That's the question. Okay, I see. No, fuck. So now we're back here. But how do we get back to where we were at with all three? Where we start? Where the chest was? How do we get back to where the chest was? You know, I'm guessing we do not. So maybe I can go down here. Oh, here's what's. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so there should be one there, one there. Perfect. So let's see if we can get that. What the hell? There's no way I could hit them all in time. Oh, wow. That was some pretty generous timing. I mean, I'll take it, shit. Get me that Ayun apple though. Pro gamer, exactly. Gaming for life. Games are life. I don't know, but I'm a huge side quest whore. Like, I love side quests, and I do the side quests for like every game, and like it was The Witcher 3 that really did that for me. Where like, holy shit, I have never loved side quests more than I did playing that game, and I'm glad that the side quests in this game are good too. Ooh, we get... okay. Is this where we get those bombs to blow up those, Oh, or that. That works too. That works too. And then blow that up. And then ideally reflect off of there. Maybe not there. Oh, exactly, yeah. I felt the same way at The Witcher 3 as well. Like, you know, a lot of the side stuff could have been main game. But I think it's good, because I've heard the main story is already pretty long in this game, so, like, you don't want to prolong it too much. Oh, was that the one quest where, like, he had to help some old lady find her pan, like, near the beginning of the game? Yeah, I remember that one. Honestly, I think... well, I mean, I know, like, the Bloody Baron quest that was really good, and, like, everyone really talks about that. Oh, shit. But I really like, there's like a murder mystery quest. I don't know if you remember that one. I think it's in, like, Novigrad. You have to solve the mystery of how this vampire got killed. And, like, I felt like that was, like, an entire game. Just that one quest alone. Like, you did, like, 3 or 4 mini quests in that quest. And, like, you eventually find out, like, who kills this, the vampire. And Gwent, too, I loved. Gwent was way more fun than I thought. So here, it bounces off 2. Oh, I got it. Okay, I understand. There we go. Yes, I did. I played the DLC as well. Yeah, both Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine. I thought Hearts of Stone was a bit better than Blood and Wine, but like they were still both very, very solid. I love the world of Toussaint, honestly. Like, I thought it was a beautiful world. But Hearts of Stone and that storyline with Olgierd, oh man, that was heartbreaking. I thought about having that as my next game for after I beat God of War to do the psych breakdowns for that or Mass Effect. I was also thinking Freya, yes, thank you.
You of all people go to such effort to help this injured creature.
Scouting clears my mind.
Right.
Speak your piece.
Atreus has influenced you, has he not? Conditioned you to help those in need?
What of it?
You should trust that you've influenced him in turn.
Yo, facts though. I think something Kratos struggles with a lot is being able to just being more in touch with his emotions and being able to identify them. Like, you know, as cliche as that sounds, like, I feel like he has such a streamlined idea of like how he's supposed to be that anything that kind of like wavers outside of that, like he struggles with even admitting or acknowledging. And so that's what Freya comments on here. Like, he can't even admit that, yeah, he's you know, helping some creature in need. And this is where like the skill of mindfulness really comes in real life. Like, too often we act based on emotion and not knowing why we do things, right? And so that's why we get stuck repeating the same patterns over and over and over again. And so this is why it's so important to be able to be aware of our mindsets and what's going on in our heads. So that way, whenever we make any behaviors that aren't suiting us, we can like analyze them and go, hey, wait a minute, like I did this because of this. Or if you find something that you really like, you have the insight to say, okay, I like this behavior because of this. So same thing here, right? And again, if Kratos was just able to even admit that he's kind of liking what he's doing, then yeah, I think it would bring him closer to Atreus for one, and I think he'd be really happy to see that. Success. Alright, we got our treasure. There's a point in the game. I'm so excited. Is it close by, or is it like really far away? I'm at the part right now where Atreus just finished Ironwood and Kratos confronted him on leaving, but he hasn't had the chance to question him why he left. So that's the part I'm at right now. Oh, I think I have to do like a double jump. It's close. Okay. Dang, that was sick. That was a sick puzzle. Also, is it a side quest or a main quest? Haha.
Showing them.
This is my favorite way to kill those things. Okay, just making sure we got everything, right?
Enemy behind you, Kratos!
What are you talking about, girl? Okay, I think we got everything here. It's main, but take your time. Okay. Just out of curiosity, like, how far am I in the game? Is it like 25%? Like 50%? Just roughly. Why are there so many of this thing? Alright, so I killed that thing. Like, if I had to guess, I'm guessing I'm only like 33% of the way in. Like, I feel like there's a lot more. Way more. Oh wow, that's not far at all.
I haven't seen one since I was a child.
Great, Gefew's ghost. That's the largest bloody half-goof I've ever laid eyes on.
That howling. Sounds familiar.
It's the Song of the Sands. They don't normally sing like this underground.
That must be the cause of the storm.
Aye. Judging by all this hive matter weighing it down, it's been trapped here for dozens of winters.
There must be a way to cut it loose.
I'd wager that there's nothing here a well-placed throw of the axe can't solve.
This reminds me of that other quest. The one where we had to free that whale thing that Mimir trapped.
If we can clear those rocks away, we might get the right angle.
Okay. These characters have got to solving these puzzles for us. Like, it's been like 5 seconds, and they give me the answer. Oh wait, so can you do this quest with both? Like, you can do it either with Kratos, or with Freya, or with Atreus? Like, I thought we had to get it done now. Oh shit, yeah, it would have been pretty good with Atreus. Like, this is his thing. Whatever. Yeah, like, I thought we had to get it done now. Damn, whatever. Oh, I got it, okay. But hey, I like hanging out with Freya too, you know. Kratos spitting that riz.
We've cut it loose, but it can't seem to escape.
Much of the hive matter is gone. We can free it from the surface now.
I wonder if this creature is going to be like the previous creature, the whale, where even once we freed it, it didn't want to escape. Like, it literally didn't even think that it was possible. It bounces off like a rock. Look, it's literally a rock.
How in the realms did they capture such a large one?
Half of us are known to burrow, so I'd hesitate to place full blame on our dark elf friends.
Even though it's bound by their hive?
Hive matter doesn't belong to the dark elves, any more than the light belongs to the light elves. It's just another of Alfheim's natural resources, one the elves have used since the time of their ancestors. And while the light elves seem keen to banish the hive over on their side, the dark elves make effective use of it out here in the Barrens.
But if this is true, are we doing more harm than good by destroying this hive?
You wish to leave the creature enslaved?
No. Freyr would appreciate our efforts to ease the harshness of these lands. We should free it.
I'm not really sure what she was questioning here, then. Oh. The hack silver dough. Alright, got that whispering slap. Man, look at that water. Oh, shoulder straps of radiance. Blessing. Okay. So this is a more evasive focus. So one's a strength. I like the armor sets better in this game. I think they're better, like they're more spread out. They're more like, there's specific uses for each one. Specific builds. Oh no, we're destroying the hive matter. Not the hive matter. Oh look, our gulag friends are here. Okay, so we got a cave there and a cave there. Let's go to this one first. What the hell? Okay. Easy, dogs. there? Nope. What other games do you guys watch on stream? Oh, is this a treasure? Vulture's go low. Okay, sounds good. Complete free treasure. I heard a raven. Lethal detonation. I hear a raven. Maybe I'll catch it from here. Rot! Oh wow. Ice beam! And flare blitz. Oh, shoot it, girl! Oh, nasty, dude. Huh. I love the Blades of Chaos. Oh, come on. Alright, got that.
Here.
The desert of our ignorance. Interesting. Ooh, yeah, what kind of lore did they add to the comics? Or what kind of lore did the comics add, specifically about the blades? All I remember is that he had they were changed to him, right? And like that was the whole thing in the last game, that he took off the wraps, indicating like he wasn't ashamed of showing the chains anymore.
So you just refuse to pick a favourite poem? That's uncharacteristically indecisive of you.
I have a favorite poem already. One from my homeland.
I wonder what the poem is. Oh, I thought he was going to recite it. Oh, we got the armor. The evade realm. I mean, shit, it's worth a shot. So basically it's like a runic armor. Wow, that's interesting. He stays awake because it's the only way to keep the blades away. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's what it was. Honestly, the best moment in the game, in the last game, was Kratos getting the blades of chaos and like going to Athena and seeing Athena.
You're free.
That's also an interesting little touch, because she's the one who has more attachment to Odin's ravens than any other character.
Here! You should be able to cut this part away and free the half-goofa!
Half-goofa? Is this going to be a boss battle? Is he going to come and destroy us all?
Never imagined I'd see a half-goofa fly again. Can't believe the lad missed this.
The storm is gone. The song of the sands has returned to Alfheim, albeit somewhat diminished from how I remember it as a child.
Atreus will be glad to hear it is no longer in pain.
You look forward to telling him.
I do.
It is not too late to avoid my mistakes. Your son must walk his own path, but you can still guide him. And I will help you, however I can, for his sake.
Thank you.
Aww.
Well, nice to be able to have a real conversation out here for once.
That just shows how far Kratos and Freya have gone from trying to kill him to now offering, like, co-parenting almost to Atreus. And I think one of the first things that really turned her around was seeing, like, the love that Kratos had for Atreus, even when he stopped fighting her, or even to stop fighting her because of Atreus, and he didn't want to fight her because she saved Atreus. So, like, that's something that really connects her to Kratos. Like, no matter how much she hates him, she still respects and admires him as a parent. And of course, in Atreus, she sees her own son, her own children, right? Her own child, her own failures with her son. So, she wants to help. It gives her comfort to be able to help Kratos to not make the same mistakes that he has. I keep saying it. Her and Kratos is probably the only person who, in like all these realms, who like truly understands her. They've lost children together. They effectively lost their spouse together. They're, of course, both gods. Have both been banished from their lands that they're living in. Yeah, just so many similarities. And of course, she'll always have that part of Kratos murdering her son. But now that she's been able to overcome that a lot more, he's one of the only few people that she trusts. Aww, that's really sweet. Yeah, I think Atreus would have liked this the quest a lot too.
Giant's corpse to stop a certain fight we won't talk about. Could you call on that power again?
Maybe. Do you have a massive giant's corpse for me to revive?
No.
Well, there you go.
The hell was the point of that dialogue? It goes back to what we were saying before, is that Kratos has to be more in touch with his emotions, as like cliche as it sounds, and be able to admit all of those, be able to accept and admit all those sides that he has. So if he wants to spend time with Atreus, like, it's best to admit that he wants to do that, rather than just trying to hide it under like a tough exterior. And like,
Freya, I've always wondered, why was Freyr so revered here so quickly upon his first arrival?
Well, to begin with, it wasn't his first arrival. Very few know this, but Freyr was one of the earliest visitors to Alfheim, back in the dawn of realm travel.
Rolled. We will finish later.
I was listening to the story. What the hell? But that's something this game does so well, is it creates these like little stories. It just throws them in there, just all these little pockets of stories, and like that's what really connects us to this journey. Is that like the stuff that we're doing isn't that exciting, right? It's the stories of the characters that are driving the plot, that are driving everything forward. That's something that The Witcher 3 nailed, and that's what this game is now really doing too. Like every moment every little break there's a character moment, and that gets us through from scene to scene to scene. Because like the best movies are usually the ones with the best characters, same with the best books, and same thing here, right? Making characters that are three-dimensional, that have, likes, dislikes, flaws, desires, failures, make mistakes. That's what really connects us to these characters and like their vulnerabilities, rather than just having a one-dimensional action hero who wants to like kill all the gods. No offense, Kratos. Yeah, what do you mean how well it like blends the mythology? You mean like how well it includes all these characters like Odin and Freya and stuff? Okay, I don't know how I'm going to be able to get that one.
Why do you yawn?
Force of habit, I suppose, since I don't sleep anymore. Although, it's far more confounding that I'm the tired one. I've seen you stay awake for days at a time without so much as a drooping eyelid. Not even a nap.
Gods do not nap.
Oh, tell that to Thor.
It's funny. Well, I think because Thor's drunk all the time. Or used to be drunk. I think I have to go from the other side. That would make more sense. Wait, but I can't. What the f... Yes. I think, Mimir, you're tired because you keep rocking back and forth. Like, your head's just getting banged up. Like, look at that. I would hate to be in that position. Oh, I got you. I see it. Oh yeah, we just got more rage, baby.
Let's have it. You mentioned you had a favourite poem from your homeland. What was it about?
A cunning general. A war over forbidden love.
I believe I've heard of this one. Did it involve a horse that was not as it appeared?
Yes, but that is not what happened.
Oh, it's based on truth then. And you were there.
Yes. I prefer the poem.
So then why is it your favorite? Also, that's another thing this game does really well. It, like, sets up little character moments earlier, and then it calls back to them after. So, like, before, Mimir had just made an offhand comment about Kratos not liking poems, and he said he had a favorite one back in his homeland. Like, that was way back, like, earlier on in the quest, and now he asked him again, like, about that poem. So just, like, being able to connect little dots like that really brings out, like, the characters to life, because, like, it's only real-life characters who would, or real-life people who would ask each other about little details like that that don't really service the plot forward. So just another observation of, like, little psychological things that the game does to bring the characters to life.
Much of the sand has been cleared away, but another storm rages beyond that pass, which must mean...
Another half-goofa.
Odd. It looks as though the Light Elves sealed off this section of the Barrens. Why?
Luckily for us, a very considerate goddess has enhanced our magic chisel, and we can unseal it.
My, that is lucky.
The forbidden sands lay beyond.
Contested territory, according to Bela, and another storm to endure. Freya, earlier you mentioned that Freyr was one of Alfheim's first visitors. Care to elaborate? I wasn't in these lands at the dawn of realm travel.
Well, we believed for a long time that all the giants had died in the flood, until one of them appeared in Vanaheim. Her name was Gerd, and she came offering to teach us the secrets of traveling between realms using Bifrost light. Freyr became immediately infatuated with her. He always yearned to wander, and along came someone who could truly show him how. So, wander they did, exploring the world tree from root to branch. But one day, it came time for Gerd to wander away. Freyr was heartbroken, and resolved himself to perform some great feat to win her back. He set his aim on the grandest of gestures. He intended to be the first to find the elusive source of Bifrost light.
Let this wait. Stay alert.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was muted. My bad. Thanks. So I was saying that shit does not work in real life. Like any kind of grand gestures that you give, do like for any young men out there, like don't do that. And the reason is because, right, like in any kind of relationship, there has to be an equal investment for both parties of the relationship to respect each other. When one party is over investing, it makes the other person feel like their attention is more valuable than the other person's attention. So if like that person gives so much attention and the other person only gives like a little bit of attention, then they feel like their attention is more scarce and this person's attention is much more easy to access. And so that's why they don't respect that person. So it's the same thing with like, that's why simping is bad. Okay, Twitch, don't ban me. Is because of this reason. It's a one-sided exchange, and it leads the other person not respecting you because the exchange has not been equivalent. An example is like if I told you I had a Ferrari for you, but it was $5,000. You would not respect that Ferrari because the amount of resources exchanged for it was not proportional to what it deserves. So it's the same kind of thing here. This is why like grand gestures and things do not work because they devalue the value of attention, and it stops being equivalent exchange between the parties. Also, that's a bad word on Twitch, so yeah. Whoops. Okay, just making sure we got everything.
Kratos, tell me of an adversary from your homeland. It will serve us well if I understand more of your battle tactics.
There was Medusa, queen of the Gorgons. Her gaze turned men to stone. A mirror would turn her own powers against her. Or, you may remove her head, but that is the hard way.
Which did you choose?
The hard way.
Forget I asked.
Another thing people really do in real life is like when they want to ask about someone, they'll always make like a pretense for it, rather than like just admitting that like they want to talk to that person, right? So in this case, she said, she asked him a personal question to understand like battle tactics, right? But like, she just wanted to really just kind of wanted to chat with him and like learn a little bit more about him and his past, right? So rather than asking him directly, she kind of gave a pretense. And I think relationships could be closer if people just did not do that and just communicated directly about what they want. And it makes the other person feel more valued too, because it makes them feel like you have an interest in them rather than like having some kind of ulterior motive and disguising it.
Freya, returning to the story of your brother, you said he made it his mission to find the source of Bifrost's light.
He did indeed.
Set that aside for now. Come.
Bro, we're just picking up some treasure. You can keep talking. There's a lot of little secrets in this desert.
Sort of a harp. I can play beautifully, you know.
I do not, and would prefer it remain that way.
Yeah, I don't think you can do much playing now, bruh. Yeah, Kratos just like holds Mimir and like yeah, has Mimir do that. That's funny. What the heck? Okay, I can destroy the two, but then how do you destroy the last one? There we go. Just causing a damaging elemental explosion. I like parrying, that's my thing. Parrying and runic attacks. That's a nice touch. Kratos lets her, he always lets her go first.
Freya, returning to the story of your brother, you said he made it his mission to find the source of Bifrost light.
He did indeed. And he succeeded, although quite by accident. Freyr believed he navigated best while fortified by a potent blend of Vanir herbs. When he wandered, he wandered. And he managed to wander from the World Tree directly into the Lake of Souls. The elves have never seen anybody come out of the lake before, so it got some attention.
Oh, that is bloody hilarious.
I don't know whether he worked his charms at that point or they just assumed him to be a great deity. But of course, he hadn't made this journey in search of responsibility, so he didn't stick around long. Still, the legend of his manifestation was passed along through the ages. It even endured after the Great Division, remembered by light and dark elf alike. So when at last he returned, he was uniquely situated to gain the trust of both sides and help to create a truce. The problem was, both sides trusted only him. So the peace could only last as long as he stayed around to keep it. And with the long war dragging on without an end in sight, I suppose making any kind of peace was an irresistible notion for him, even if it meant having to rule.
And like that's the thing with any kind of relationship or conflict is that if it's all central around one person, that lets you know how weak the foundations truly are. You see this a lot with like friend groups or families, right? Like especially let's say like a friend group at school, right? There is often like one leader or central person and then people who are friends with them. And then let's say like that leader goes away or they move, they stop being friends with you guys or whatever, then like the rest of the friends, they weren't really that close with each other, so they kind of just like dissipate. They all counted on that leader to bring them together. This also happens with like, let's say like clubs, right? In college or high school, you're part of a club and the club brings you together. But then once you run out of that club, then like there's not much friendship left underneath. And I think as guys, we have to be especially careful about this because a lot of our friendships are activity based. Like we are friends because we play video games together or we go bowling together or we riz together, as the youngins say. But then, you know, as soon as that activity is taken away, would you guys still be friends or not, right? So is it you guys are friends because there's actually a treat, or school is another thing too, like you're friends because like school brought you together. So you have to look at your friendships. Are you guys friends because of school? Like, is there like a certain thing that's making you guys friends, or like is there actually an underlying relationship there too. So that's what that reminds me of. No alliance, if it's reliant on just like one thing, is like truly a well connected alliance. Okay, I think we pretty much did everything here. We've done our exploration. I'm going to save that next region for Atreus. I think that's the only goal here, right? Draugr holes. The Elven Sanctum. What the hell? Oh, this is the Elven Sanctum. What do you guys think? Do you think we should do it with Freya or do it with Atreus? I mean, we're here now. We could just get it done. Okay, do it with the boy. All right, we'll do it with the boy then. We had date night Freya, but all right, it's time to go. Sending you packing. Alright, main quest it is. Oh, she has a chariot? That's pretty cool.
I'm here for you.
No, I'm not really a Alfheim kind of guy. Oh, I can't even make this. Whatever.
This must be from Alfheim. Explains the, sand.
Wait, so you're saying that Freya's chariot was pulled by stray cats? That's pretty interesting.
Want something in particular?
Oh, I already got my resurrection stone.
Well, if you change your mind...
Oh, I can't even upgrade the... I do like how this armor looks, but I don't really use evade that much as a skill.
Just checking in on me?
I'm much more of a Oh, I was also thinking of playing Hogwarts Legacy, like making that my next game too, because it's coming out in about a month. Because I think that would, like, the relationships with all the other kids, I think that would be super interesting. And, like, I'm just hoping, I'm really hoping that game gets good reviews. Because it would be a shame if the game sucked. Oh, I just need one more Vanaheim thing. No, I just need to go to... wait. So, there's nothing in Vanaheim. What, the Hogwarts thing? Yeah, because Harry Potter is huge, right? So... Yeah, and it's like the first Harry Potter game in a while since like the Deathly Hallows. But like those are movie games, and movie games generally suck. So like this seems like a standalone game. You know, it's like PS5 next gen exclusive, I think. So there's a lot of high hopes for it. But all right, main quest, here we come.
Well, brother, before you see the lad again, might we discuss an approach?
He will tell me where he has been. That is my approach.
Ah, classic Spartan diplomacy.
Wait. Did you say Odin invited him to Asgard, and then he disappeared for 2 days?
Aye, but surely the lad's got more sense than to...
Don't underestimate Odin's powers of persuasion. He filled my son's head with lies. Why wouldn't he do the same with yours?
Yeah, so this is, I keep saying this point over and over, but it's so important. If Kratos is coming in with the mindset that, okay, Atreus, I demand you tell me what you know, then he will, never do that, and it's only going to push him away from Atreus. And remember, in any kind of argument, the more defensive and, staunch you are, the more it entrenches the other person into their position. And it's only when you have openness and empathy towards that person, then the other person starts to open up and kind of feel out back for you. And as Kratos the parent, it's his responsibility to be able to do that. So if he comes in with a much more empathetic and warm approach and hey son, I understand you've been going through a lot, and so you may not be able to tell me, then Atreus is much more likely to actually tell him what's happening. But now, the way that Kratos is coming in, I doubt Atreus is going to tell him. And in fact, it's probably going to make them fight even again. Atreus is going to get pushed away even further from Kratos. And now, remember, teens want to discover their identity. So, he's even more tempted to pursue Odin and Asgard.
And you tell that one-eyed nutsucker he owes me one.
Fight me now and eternally.
Well, looky there. Glad you could make the trip, your goddessness. I put your sigil magic on the young turd's boat, but then he and Sindri got
Young
into
turd.
it or something. I don't rightly know who's yelling at who in there, but I figure they both got it coming.
All right, let's do this.
Well, come on then. Hey, Tyr! Wake up! You got company. Now, why don't you just make yourself at home in Sindri's so-called study over yonder?
You're sure he won't mind?
Mine? You'll be thrilled. Joint's getting classier by the day.
Can it be? I never thought I'd have the pleasure of seeing you again, Frigg.
Don't call me that. I haven't been that person in a long time. But I'm happy to see you too. I'd feared the worst for so long, what you must have been through.
Nothing so bad as what you've suffered. Freya, I am so sorry to hear what happened to Baldur. He was only a boy when I saw him last, but I know he meant more to you than anything.
Yes.
And to forbear your vengeance in this way, it's truly an inspiration for those of us who believe in peace.
The only peace these realms will ever know is once Odin is gone. Believe in that.
So you're not here to prevent Ragnarok, you're here to bring it about.
I'm here to make sure Odin doesn't hurt anyone, the way he hurt us.
I can see I've upset you. Forgive me. I am far removed from my days of diplomacy.
Fuck. So, unfortunately, I already know the spoiler. So now that I I can't help but see it, and like I see the manipulation now. So right, so yeah, like all of TikTok spoiled it for me. So first we see that so he commented on Baldur, right? So like clearly knowing that like her son's killer was there. So what that did was that gets her very, very off kilter, right? Like that really kind of throws her off emotionally. And so once he threw her off emotionally, then what he did was then he asked about Ragnarok, right? Because he knew that she would be a lot more vulnerable and like she'd say what she was truly thinking rather than kind of being more defensive about that. So, that's a very clever, like a 1-2 punch that he did to get that information out of her. Oh, and then by calling her Frigg, right? I'm sure it's like a pet name or whatever. It kind of creates that like instant familiarity between them too. So he opened with that, and then went to the Baldur thing, and then the Ragnarok thing, and of course with the Baldur thing, knowing full well that Baldur's killer is like right here. So very, 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 very cunning. And then what that reminds me of is like that's why you have to be really careful in like any kind of sales presentation or any kind of sales interaction that you're in, because sales processes are structured in a way to wear down your defenses and like to get you to buy, right? And so that's why like sales people tend to be very nice, and they can structure the way they ask questions to you to get you to open up. They can ask you open-ended questions to get you to almost like convince yourself why you need the product, right? There's a lot of sales tactics and tricks, and it's all by like carefully leading a person down a sequence of questions and like a plan, right? And so like the same thing here too. Makes you just want to like punch the shit out of him.
Majestic than the last day I saw her. What a thing I must be to look at.
And that self-pitying act too, it really what he's doing with like the self-pitying act is he makes you feel like he's very vulnerable, and so you don't tend to question what he's doing, right? You don't tend to take him so suspiciously. When he comes across as broken, he can kind of say or do whatever, and then Kratos and stuff and Freya just expect that he's broken, and like they kind of like they let him get away with it a lot more when he's not. He bumps into Atreus because he can't see through his. I'll have to go back and remember that part. I didn't know that.
I truly thought we'd seen the last of Tyr. Perhaps there really is cause for hope.
Oh, argument.
What is this about? It doesn't matter. Just let it go, okay? But you were gone for 2 days with nobody to watch your back. I'm your partner. We're not supposed to keep secrets. You sound just like father. Whose side are you on? Whose side? I don't know. What does it even mean to be on your side right now? How do I know you won't be running off to Asgard next? If I did, at least I'd be somewhere I could make a difference. That is crazy talk. That is the craziest of all possible talk. What? Odin had the chance to kill me, but he didn't.
If you have business in other realms before speaking to your son, I'll join you. It's been so long since I could travel at will.
It doesn't matter. Just let it go.
Even just like listening to that conversation, that's exactly what I've been saying, is that like he doesn't want to tell his father, right? He's keeping all these secrets. He's like, father's going to be upset, father's going to be mad. Even he's talking about Asgard and thinking about it. So Kratos needs to be extremely empathetic and understanding of Atreus' position to get Atreus to share what he's thinking. Otherwise, like, it is not going to happen, and Atreus is definitely fucking going to Asgard.
You better screw his head back on, and I mean tightly.
So you're back.
Are you ready to answer me?
About what?
Where did you go? Who did you see? Was it Odin?
What? Is that what you think?
Do you deny it? Answer me! Did you go to Asgard?
No! Of course not! But so what if I did? It's my future, it's my life.
You are my son!
Then why don't you trust me?
If you want me to trust you, then tell me the truth.
The truth is you're being a complete asshole!
Laddie, you know that's no way to change a man's mind.
He doesn't have any faith in me. It's fine if he keeps secrets. It's fine if Mom did.
It is not fine. Her secrets ought to be stuck with this path.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe in her anymore either?
This is not about your mother. What you have done is lie.
Wonder where I learned that.
That's quite enough.
Since when do you always take his side?
Since he became the one making sense.
Look, I was only thinking about going to Odin. But I swear it's for a good reason.
There is no good reason to go to Odin.
He'll only cloud your mind.
But I'd be going for us. I gotta stop something bad from happening.
Something bad did happen. Look at me, at Freya, at Tyr. Odin did this to us.
What's got everyone caterwauling all of a sudden?
Atreus wants to go to Asgard.
Asgard? Get kicked in the head or something?
Great. I guess everybody's against me now.
You must choose who you are going to be. Are you going to continue to lie and keep things from me? Or are you my son?
Choose? I never get to choose. Just leave me alone.
Listen.
Let go of me!
Listen!
I said let go!
What the fuck?
Atreus! It's Sindri. Just try to keep control!
Come on! Come on!
Okay, so so much to fucking comment on there. Okay, so yeah, he did say boy, but okay, one. So that went exactly as predicted, right? Kratos came in immediately accusatory, and Atreus immediately became defensive. Like, there was no level of rational conversation that could be held because both of their emotions were like up to here. Right? So that's that. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we saw the way that Tyr said, I forgot what exactly he said, but he seemed very sarcastic in how he said it. And like, you could tell the difference that was there between him and like all the other people. He also was the only one who did not discourage Atreus from going to Asgard, which is, of course, right, that's what he wants. And third, it also highlights the like sense of isolation that Atreus is feeling with all of these other people, right? As teenagers always feel like it's like them against the world or them against the adults. They have to figure out who they are, their own identity. And so the scene, the way it set it up was like it was Atreus, and he was feeling like every adult was against him. And of course, like what that does, right? It only makes them, anyone who feels that way, they only stick closer to their own ideals and their own views rather than even listen to someone else's. So Atreus, like, if he didn't want to go to Asgard before, now he like definitely wants to go to Asgard. It's like when you tell your kid, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, so strongly that, like, what did they end up doing? So, yeah, definitely a lot to look at just in that scene. Yes, exactly, too. And Kratos was incredibly threatening in the way he was coming across. When he yelled, boy, right? He immediately is reinforcing that Atreus is a child again. And, like, that's the one thing that teenagers hate. Like, they do not want to be treated like fucking children. They want to be regarded as the adults they are coming to. And every time, like, someone kind of pushes them down, saying, like, you're acting like a child, you're acting like a teenager, the further it, like, pushes them away from those people, because, like, that's the one thing that they do not want to be seen as.
Freezing cold, lots of Hellwalkers, definitely in Midgard. Yep, home sweet home. Keep it coming. You're just helping me stay warm.
Also, just commenting there, what Atreus is doing right now is he's using a defense mechanism called displacement. And that's where you have anger and emotion, and you channel it into something, right? So a common example is like when you are, like, let's say you're angry and you go to the gym to work out, right? That's like a good way to channel that, to displace it. But bad ways are, like, let's say you're angry at work and then you come home and you yell at your wife or husband because you're angry. So that's a bad way to displace that emotion. And that's an immature defense mechanism, the way that that's done. So I think we're going to, how angry we see Atreus is and how much pleasure he's going to kind of get from killing these enemies is, indicative of an immature way to deal with this anger. Oh, we got...
Gotta find some shelter.
Hey, there's shelter in Asgard!
These things! When did it get so bad out here? Jump up!
Oh, they all died, okay. Oh, come on.
At least something out here doesn't want to kill me. Just need someplace warm. Then I can figure out where to go next.
Alright, sounds good.
That doesn't look good.
What the Twice?
What is this thing? Some kind of white?
Use basic arrows? The heck?
What is it you want?
Now something to scream. I taught you better, boy. Bro, this thing's wrecking me. Stun the whispers with R2 station. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha.
More ravens. You trying to tell me something? First, he thinks I've been to Asgard. Then, lying. I'm trying to save your life, you big jerk!
And like this highlights another thing about teenagers, right? Is that they kind of believe stuff so like idealistically, right? As adults, you tend to be more like gray, like you can think more in shades of gray. But as you're a teen, right, your brains are still developing, and so you don't get your frontal lobe, which is like responsible for executive function, like critical thinking stuff. It's not fully even developed until 35. So it's a lot of that more limbic system, that like impulsive, that more like primitive, so to speak, ways of thinking, right? And so we can see how impulsive and emotionally he is driven. Like he's not able to channel into much of that logical part of his mind himself, right? And so, you know, he would realize that, okay, if he's trying to save his father's life, the best way to do that would probably be able to collaborate with him and share what he knows so that he could do that, right? But because he's so impulsive, he thinks that his way is right, then he has a lot to contribute to how that interaction went down. Because if, like, while the other people were mad, he like went immediately mad too, and he wasn't able to maintain cool of his emotions at all. So, and there's consequences to that. Like he smacked Sindri in the face, like the only guy who like ever stood up for him. So, yeah, not controlling your emotions has serious consequences. Is this a white or what the?
Gotta get out of the cold.
Oh, nice. Their explosion killed him. Headshot.
The Alpha!
That guy's like a Pokemon trainer. So actually, I played God of War 1, but I just kind of got bored of it. Like it was mainly just hack and slash, right? So I just got bored. And like, you know, it doesn't have nearly the same amount of story to break down as like this game would, right? And honestly, like, nowadays there's so many games and like so little time to play them. There's so many good games. And games nowadays, they're getting longer and longer. Like, this game is significantly longer than the first one. That's what I've heard. Oh, motherfucker. Yes, actually, I played Red Dead Redemption 1, and I beat that too. Yeah, I never played Red Dead Redemption. I didn't like the gameplay as much, and like the story, I've just never been a Western fan. So, like, it just didn't vibe with me. And, like, I know Red Dead 2 has an amazing story, but it's, like, I just don't care for the gameplay too much. And, like, the setting, like, the Western setting. I really want to play Mass Effect. Like, that looks fun as fuck. Like, the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I've never played that, so, like, that's on my list, too. 2 is far better. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like, it's a lot more immersive, and, like, the story's way better, too.
If I go to Asgard, following the prophecy where Father ends up dead, if I stay locked up at home, there's nothing I can do to stop it. I guess in Asgard, I could at least keep an eye on Odin. Be a spy. Find out his plan. Get control of this.
So that, what Atreus just did, was super important to know. It's that people make decisions emotionally and then justify logically. Have you ever bought something where, like, you really wanted it because it was on sale, and then, like, afterwards you kind of, like, were like, oh, crap, I bought that. But then when somebody asks you, you're like, oh, no, it was great. I bought it because I really like the color, and I needed this color, like, shirt, right? So this is especially prevalent in sales, but other things, is that we make decisions emotionally, but then we justify it later logically. But in that moment of making the decision, it's emotional. So same thing here. Atreus he's decided to go to Asgard, right? Like, emotionally, that's where he's pushed to go. And so now he's trying to justify it to himself why it's okay to go to Asgard, saying that he could be a spy to Odin. So really important to know that this is a phenomenon, happens in real life all the time.
Oh, who am I kidding? I can't go to Asgard.
So the problem with indie games is that they tend to not be popular because, like, if I'm like, I want to post videos that people actually are interested in watching, right? And like, it has to be a popular game that the algorithm would be interested in pushing out too. Wait, didn't I already come here? What the fuck? I have not played Cyberpunk. Again, yeah, that's on the list too, because I love Witcher 3. It's like probably my favorite game of all time. So, like, I want to play it. I have a PS5, and like, it runs smoothly. What, have you played Cyberpunk? What are your thoughts on that? Yeah, I've definitely come here. Witcher 4, 27. I've heard it's not as good as The Witcher, though. Like, Witcher 3 had an amazing setting, which I think was exceptional about it. I've just heard Cyberpunk's is not as good. Like, the world doesn't feel as alive. But I don't know, I could be wrong.
Wait, are those red leaves? Freya's house.
Oh yeah, I just realized, like, Atreus was not even that surprised to see Freya there too. Like, last he saw was that, like, her dad and his father and Freya were fighting, and now she's, like, hanging out with them at home. So it's just funny that he didn't comment on that at all.
Oh, no.
There's a giant turtle.
No. Chaurlie.
Oh, the turtle
Please.
died.
Please. Chaurlie. Hey, big guy. I'm here now. Don't you worry. I need to get you warm. You're gonna have to stand to let me into that house. Think you can do that? Come on, Chaurlie. You have to do this. I can't help if you don't... Emily! Emily! Good. Good boy. What a mess.
Dang. Oh, and yeah,
I know, buddy. I know. It's cold in here.
yeah, no, I bet Cyberpunk is a good game. Like, I really, I trust CD Projekt Red, so I'm sure they've created an amazing world with amazing characters, too. So it's just on the list. So many games, so little time.
We should close that window if we're snooping around.
So Cyberpunk, I want Mass Effect, RD2, I mean, Witcher 3 again, Hogwarts Legacy. My friend suggested Pokemon Scarlet, but, like, I don't think that's good of a story. Wind's Howling, yeah. I still listen to Witcher 3 music when I'm working. Like, if I'm studying, I'll listen to, like, The Fields of Ard Skellig or Kaer Morhen. I think that one's my favorite.
Freya hasn't been checking on you? Right. Too busy hunting us down.
Or that
Come on.
combat music, too.
Let's get you warmed up. Should be able to make a fire from all this mess.
Gwent? Gwent, anyone?
Is
That
this
nod.
Baldur's? Wonder how Father was able to earn her forgiveness.
So he did notice her being there. And being happy with him.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Oh, that just makes me realize, right? The patience that... The patience that Freya, or the patience that Kratos has with Freya is what he needs to be able to do with Atreus, right? Atreus just said, how was Father able to earn her forgiveness? Because he helped her, was gentle with her, he was kind, he was kind of understanding where she was, he never, like, pushed her too much, and he just kind of kept helping her without expectation, and so she slowly warmed up to him and opened up to him. And so he needs to bring that like gentleness more to his son, because Atreus is a very empathetic individual. So, like, that's what he responds to. Like, he responds to empathy and connection. We know this with, like, the way he connects with all these animals. So, yeah, this is, like, the way that Kratos earned Freya's forgiveness, which arguably is a way harder task, considering he murdered her son, he could use even like half of that skill to connect with Atreus, and that way they could work together as a team to solve whatever's going on.
Seen anything like this around here before? From her home in Vanaheim? She must have really missed it.
Yeah, the Baron, especially when you're like doing the quest to find his wife and stuff, right? It's like, put a round of Gwent in the middle of it. He's like, yeah, man.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
All
I'll
right.
get you warmed up. I can't believe she never came back to check on her house. To check on you. That's not an excuse. You're welcome. Where do I go now?
Yeah, what's interesting though is that yes, we did kill her kid, but her anger was directed exclusively at Kratos and not at Atreus. So, she's obviously saw a lot of Baldur and Atreus, for one, too, and seeing Kratos' parenting towards Atreus, especially when she attacked, was what initially warmed her over to him. What warmed Freya over to Kratos initially was seeing that love that he had for Atreus, because it reminded her of her son, right? And that's the thing, when people get traumatized, they tend to view things as very like black and white, or like everything's either a threat or it's not. And seeing Kratos do that made it a lot more confusing for her, and like it really was hard for her to kind of integrate that like Kratos has his good side and his bad side too, and not just like pure evil.
I can't stay. I just can't let my dad die too. There's gotta be something I can do. It's okay, buddy. I think he's here for me.
Is that one of Odin's ravens?
I'll be okay. I think. Okay. I'm ready. Take me to him. Should have learned to swim before Midgard froze over.
Damn. So, see, like, I knew this would happen. Like, this is what what I've been saying this whole time. I knew it. I knew he would go to freaking Asgard, and like it. There just had to be one trigger, one push that would do it for him, and that was it. I think it was that moment when Kratos called Atreus boy that really pushed Atreus over the edge. And this is what happens, right? Keep saying this over and over again. The more you kind of entrench someone and push someone, the more it keeps them in that position rather than willing to be able to explore other sides. So because Kratos was so forceful, like, it made Atreus feel like going to Asgard was the only option. Like, he couldn't even consider anything else, and he emotionally wanted to go, and then he'll find any kind of reason or excuse to decide to go to Asgard afterwards. So I love the way that they'd slowly built up this desire for him to go, because that's how it works in real life, right? There's always they say the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? In any kind of romantic relationship, right? It's like, you think it falls apart like 5 years down the line when like something big happens, right? Like, let's say like a partner cheats on you, but no, it's like all those little things, all those little arguments, those disagreements that have been building up over time that leads you to that big moment. And so it's really funny that, like, Kratos, so intent on preventing Atreus from going to Asgard that he ended up causing it to happen in the first place.
Hello?
And then the second thing I wanted to comment on was the way that turtle Chaurlie was neglected. That happens a lot in people, to like the loved ones of people who have been traumatized. So I've seen this a lot with like some of my war veteran patients I've worked with, where they come back from war after having suffered PTSD, and they feel like they can't connect with their family at all, right? Their mind is still entrenched like a lot in like that traumatic events that happen, right? They replay over and over again. And what ends up happening is that like everything in their day-to-day life tends to feel dull, tends to feel like they feel numb to a lot of things. So that like this animal is going through pain, and like Freya was probably numb to it because the only thing that probably made her feel alive was chasing after Kratos. And this is very common in traumatized people, where that trauma where they had their adrenaline spiking gets so entrenched in them that they almost start to feel like a withdrawal effect from it, and then the only thing that satisfies that is getting more adrenaline, aka chasing after Kratos, and kind of neglecting everything else, and everything else in their day-to-day lives tends to feel numb. So that's an explanation why Freya has neglected the turtle.
Oh, I'm here.
And sorry, what was your comment? I missed it.
Is this Asgard? Hey, wait up!
Bird, is this Asgard? There's no Fimbulwinter here.
Wherever this is, it's beautiful. Not a sign of Fimbulwinter.
That's literally what I was thinking.
The wall! This is Asgard. Hold on, I'm coming.
Yo, facts. Yeah, Freyr trying to prevent Baldur's death, but unknowingly pushing him towards his death. Yes. Wow, that is such an interesting parallel that I never even realized till now. I wonder if and that's another thing that connects Kratos to Freya. Once they're able to make that connection, is that like their overprotectiveness is what's causing their children to suffer with those consequences that they're trying to avoid. Freya with Baldur trying to prevent him from being killed, so she puts a spell, and then same thing with Kratos. And like overprotective parents do this all the time in real life, where they say like, yeah, you can't do anything risky, you can't go to this party, you can't hang out with your friends or whatever, right? And then that inevitably creates those rebellious feelings in teenagers, and then they end up somehow meeting that thing that they were avoiding, rather than kind of find the like the middle path, or like a more of a common ground approach. Oh, also, Persona 5 is another game that I love. I love Persona 5, and that would be a great game too. Like, so maybe I could replay Royal one of these days.
You don't seem friendly.
Oh.
Hey, Odin! I thought you said I was welcome in Asgard.
Yeah, well, Persona 5's a game all about teenagers rebelling, right? Like, that's literally the whole point of the game. Oh, I could have deflected.
Jump up!
Yes, I have full rage, bitch. What are these things anyway?
All right, let's keep moving.
Frogs. I do appreciate there's way more enemies in this game than there were in the last game. I do appreciate that a lot.
You could have led me around those.
Attack on Titan, anyone? Anyone? Titan's gonna start coming out of these walls. There's clearly there's a Titan face right there, right? Maybe that's what Ragnarok is the coming of the Titans. That's what's going on. Oh, come on. Got the bird. Yeah, a steaming cloud walks up to it.
Yeah, danger! I know! Got it! I see him! Get off him!
There we go.
Well, this might be the craziest thing I've ever done. But if that's what it takes to change Father's fate... Hey, Bird! Where'd you go?
Oh, and then another parallel is that Atreus is trying to do the same thing too. Right? Kratos is trying to change Atreus' fate. Freya was trying to change Balder, right? But I forgot Atreus is trying to do the same thing with his father too. So I think that's another parallel that's existing too. But then I guess I'm curious what message the game is trying to send. Like, is it trying to say that, like, don't mess with fate because you'll end up meeting it anyway? Like, it's all about the journey? Like, is that what the game's trying to tell us?
Hold on!
It's curious.
You gotta find a way through.
Because we've seen in both Kratos and Freya's case, they end up bringing the fate that they were trying to avoid. So I'm guessing that will happen with Atreus too. Maybe it's just trying to tell us that, like, acceptance is the path to happiness rather than I don't know, fighting.
What am I gonna say to Odin? Hi. I came to be your apprentice, I guess. But it doesn't mean I, like, serve you now. Not in a foretold by prophecy kind of way.
Headshots.
Bet it's safe from the other side of that wall. Wait, how do I get past the wall? It never came up in Mimir's story about Hrimthur. The stonemason's son built a flaw into it. He only told Frey about it, and I didn't think to ask. Hold on, how was Frey at the house? Did she move in with us? You know what? Focus, Loki.
As father would say. And see, that's the problem. When you act with emotion, like he did, and now he acted without having all the facts, right? And so now he's in this crazy situation, and now he's starting to put the pieces together of something that happened literally hours ago. Whereas if he was able to keep his emotions calm and assess that situation back when he's in the house, he could have thought through a lot of this stuff, and then, if he did come to Asgard, he would be a lot more prepared, because he could have kept his emotions calm in the moment, observed the situation, and then taken the correct action at the time to get him the outcome that he needed, rather than kind of just acting impulsively, and now he's stuck. And of course, this is, super obvious with real life, right? Like, when you act impulsively without having all the information, being able to analyze the situation, you can cause serious consequences. Like, let's say you go out drinking or you drive, and then after drinking, because you're impulsive, and then you wreck your car, right? Easy example. But you didn't, because you were more impulsive in that situation, you couldn't analyze the situation correctly. You didn't use all the information that you had. I feel like the parts where Kratos' wife were so beautiful too. Yeah, because they're both kind of haunted in her shadow, and like they're both following her along. Like these are all paths written down by her, right? So they're both following along with this journey that she has sent him on, and they don't really know like why they're following you, just kind of are. Which of course ties into the fate thing very well too. I was going to say. Oh, I can't wait. Can I open these? Maybe I get fire arrows later on. Or maybe Daddy comes along here soon. I also want to play Elden Ring, but like I feel like that just doesn't have enough of a story and characters to really break down. Like that's just more about exploration and the journey.
Father would just burn this away with his blade. But what can I do? There we go.
Wait, so can I take down that one as well?
Gonna need a better angle on that fire.
Are you talking about Elden Ring? Have you played Elden Ring? Like, I want to play it. I played Bloodborne, and it was like I got through some of it. I played through Dark Souls. I got through some of it, but I've heard Elden Ring's a lot better, and like it's easy. It's more forgiving if you're not good at those kind of games. Yeah, which is fine. Like, I don't need too hard of a game. A seeking sigil arrow that ricochets between enemies? Oh, it's for the remix skill. I forgot I had that. Honestly, nothing wrong with an easy game. Just there's no. I feel like as you get older, you just don't have time to spend hours like playing games and not making progress. Like, it just doesn't feel very good. Oh, I've heard that game is really hard. Jedi Force, right?
Wait, that sounds like people.
You need help? You look a little lost.
Oh, I'm just getting my bearings.
Well, there's nothing to see this way except the big wall.
Is there a gate to go through?
Nope. Not unless you're an Aesir god, but I guess you'd know that if you were an Aesir god.
Me? No. I'm from Midgard.
What? No shit. Me too. I'm Skildir.
Lucky. Hang on. Are you all from Midgard?
Yep. The, Allfather saved us from the desolation. Gave us a safe place to settle, but we don't go in there. Can't get into the city unless you know magic. You don't know magic, do you?
A little bit, yeah.
What? No shit. You walk through walls?
Not yet.
Huh.
Couldn't I just climb over it?
That? Without any gear? No. Aren't you afraid of dying?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at that. But Odin awaits.
Wait, you know the Allfather?
I'm sort of his apprentice.
No shit! What is he teaching you?
I'm not sure.
Well, how many other students?
I don't know.
How long you staying? You don't know. Okay.
I'm gonna go climb that wall now.
Well, this I gotta see. You need help?
That priest.
This is a big reason why teens love hanging out with their peers so much, because like, you see how good he made him feel. Like Atreus had a chance to finally kind of feel competent, to feel successful, to feel like his skills and what he does matter, right? And like, you know, as men, we love feeling that way. We love getting respect, and you know, Kratos and everyone else, they weren't giving it to him, right? Like everyone was kind of like being negative towards him, and now here's a kid who's like in awe of Atreus Loki now, and so of course he loves feeling like the ego rush that he's getting from this, and it's another reason why kids love their peers so much, because they make them feel much more valuable than a lot of times their parents do.
It is, but I gotta go alone.
Oh, I wasn't gonna climb with you. I may owe Odin my life, but I don't owe him my death. Not that I think you're gonna fall. Forget I said anything.
And I think now what's happening here is that they're starting to develop Odin's character a lot more, right? All we've heard from him is that he's negative, evil, conniving bastard, right? Everyone hates Odin, blah, blah, blah. But now we're starting to see the opposite side of, hey, no, maybe Odin is, you know, a complex god just like everyone else. He's done a lot of good things. He's saving people now. Like maybe he's got a really loving family, something like that, right? And so, yeah, now that they're developing Odin's character a lot more, it'll be really interesting to see how it goes, and that's why it's going to create more conflict for Atreus too, because everyone else thinks of Odin as evil, but Atreus may not. So, like, which in turn is going to distance him from Kratos, Freya, and everyone else that he knows.
Is that Hugin? Is Hugin your guide?
Who?
Odin's raven. You know, from Hugin and Munin. Pretty good guy. Though, not sure he'll know too much about climbing.
Ooh,
So,
I love
how are you gonna do it?
a lovely Elden
step at a
Souls
time, I guess.
campfire.
But with hands.
Yeah, I've heard.
Loki, you seem like a good guy. I really hope I am not about to watch you die.
Thanks. Me too.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of things about Thor. You know, he looks like an alcoholic for one. He probably deals with alcoholism or has dealt with it in the past. He's under Odin's control.
You know not to look down, right?
I like looking down. Shows me how much progress I've made.
Wow. Yeah, that's great. Can I use that? I mean, a little ironic, his last words, but...
What was that?
Nothing. Nothing. Hey, you're doing great.
Oh, and also I'm sure that Atreus will be able to relate to Thor a lot too, because they're both Odin's son. They're both sons of these like big, powerful gods who kill a bunch of people and are pretty controlling.
You can do it, Loki.
Thanks, Gilder. Hope you're right.
Skill. Oh, facts. Yeah, they're half giants. Oh, that's cool. That's the Lake of Nine, right? And yeah, they got trashed. That's really cool.
Okay, I can do this. This is fine. Just keep climbing. And now where?
Is that kid still watching?
I'm totally fine looking down.
Awesome. Well, have a good night, man. Yeah, once I climb this wall, I'll call it too. Yeah, see you next time, and join the Discord.
Pass the time by telling a story.
That way you can keep track of whenever we stream.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. A white up here? Alpha!
Oh, I forgot I could do that.
Yeah, I'm coming. Let's get that chain down. Key off! I wonder why I can't hear your thoughts. Sure seemed like Odin could. That was you in our cabin, right? You and your brother, I guess? Taking that for a yes. Breathe. And... yes! I bet I'm past the worst of it now. Or not. Wanna just let me pass through? No? Have it your way. Alka! Alka! Yeah, up. I get it.
Whew. Okay. Alright, yeah, I'm getting tired, so we're gonna call it with that. So, definitely accomplished quite a bit this stream. So we finished that first quest with Freya and in the desert, right? So just a little bit more bonding between them. And then secondly, so that was the first thing. And then, of course, started the main quest and really precipitated Atreus going to Asgard. So that was another thing as well. So I'm excited for where this will take us. I think we're gonna have a lot in store for us, and it seems like Atreus' journey is only just beginning. So yeah, with that, thank you all for watching, and yeah, till next time. Yeah, join the Discord too. That way you can keep track and just get notified whenever I do my next stream. So yeah, till then.